Hello guys, welcome back to Ashley Marie Plans. My name's Ashley, and today I wanted to go over with you guys my new budgeting sheets. So they're budgeting and goal setting worksheets, and I just wanted to kind of introduce myself and explain to you guys how I use them and how I think that you guys could benefit from using them as well. So first of all, I got started with my budgeting journey just about a year ago when I got fed up with paying a ridiculous amount of interest on my student loans, coupled with the fact that we were moving to an area that was going to be much more expensive than the area that we were used to living in. So once I started to kind of put all that together, I figured, I need to figure out where my money is going. What is happening? I feel like we make too much money to not know where it's going. So I listened to the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover book for the second time. And I decided that enough was enough. I knew all that I needed to know. I just needed to do the work. So I found some different budgeting sheets out there that I started using. I used an Excel sheet to kind of help me figure out what our budget should look like. And then I started using some Paycheck Trackers to really figure out how to make that happen. So over the next few months, I was using different ones, and I found certain things in certain budget trackers that I liked, budget worksheets and Paycheck Trackers that I liked, and I took some of that and I just kind of formulated something that works for me. So I really wanted to share that with you guys, and I wanted to just go over how fun budgeting can be. So I know that a lot of people are like, oh, a budget, I don't want to not be able to go have fun, I don't want to be able to miss out on, or I don't want to have to miss out on things. And it doesn't have to be like that. We've been budgeting for about a year. We have 2 kids, 6 and 3.5, and we don't miss out on much. So we don't say yes to everything, but we also don't sit at home and do nothing on the weekend. So we still plan fun things to do, cheap things to do, or things that are kind of expensive maybe that we budget for. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. It can be fun. I look at my budget every single day, something to do with my budget. I'm going to go over with you guys with these worksheets, and I'll kind of interject when I use these. But every day you can take a look at your finances and just see where you're doing well, where you're not doing well, and how you can get back on track if you've kind of gone away a little bit. So I'm really excited to share with you guys what I have here. So I'm going to just jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay guys, so this is what the very first page of the budgeting and goal setting workbook looks like. It's just got a really simple floral design here, cute little first page that you can put either in the front of like a binder, or in the beginning of the binder you can put it as your first page, or you can print it off however many times. It comes in a PDF. So you can print any of these pages however many times. If you mess up, if you just want an extra copy, whatever, it's all available to you. So there's the first page. This next one is a yearly goals sheet. So here you can identify what 3 of your goals are for the year. So last year, if I was filling this out, my very first goal would be to pay off my car, and I just recently did that. So I achieved that financial goal this year. And then I should have put a number on how much I wanted to reduce my student loans by, but that would have been another good one. So whatever your financial goals are, like big financial goals, whether that be reduce my debt by 10%, pay $10,000 worth of debt, whatever that be, you can put right there. Some of maybe like your health goals, so getting back into shape, maybe meal prepping a little bit more, cleaning up what you eat, whatever your health goals may be, you can write them there. Maybe some goals for your family, whether it be taking a trip, day trips, close to your house, things you can do on a budget, maybe, to create some good family memories can go there. For your career, maybe you're not happy in your career, maybe you are happy in your career and you want to advance, whatever that might be there, you can just kind of outline that right there. And then I just put like a cute little quote there. I love quotes. I know I'm super cheesy, but if you follow me on Instagram, I post one usually once a day. I love them. So this one here says, if you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. And that was from Andrew Carnegie, and I love his books. All right, so here is the next page that has important dates on here. So all the different colors that you see here represent the month. So that's what the colors will be. That's like the color scheme for the month. So that's that. So this is where you can write any important dates here. Let's say, so for me, January is a big month. I have my husband, my son, my best friend, and my husband's cousin, and my mother-in-law's husband all have birthdays in January. So I have lots of things to remember here. Any trips that you may be taking. So we're taking a trip next March, so I may want to put that in there. It's a good reminder just to, you know, have a visual of like when you have birthdays, when you have big events coming up, so you can save appropriately for them. So that's why I like having like a year at a glance here to just kind of give myself that ability to write that in. Here we go into each month. So each month has this exact layout. The only thing that differs is that there will be different colors that represent the month, but everything, it is all the same 8 pages, and it is really, really helpful. So I'm going to go through all this. I also have written a blog on all this, so if you're wanting to see like in written form how I do this instead of having to watch the video again, that's available for you too. I'll put that in the link below. So here we have the month at a glance. So here's where I'll put out, so you'll have to forgive me, I don't remember what day September started on, but let's say it started on a Sunday on the 1st. I would just, I think it did start on the 1st this month, but I could be wrong. So you just kind of, you can put your dates in, so you have the date to correspond with the day of the week, and then you can just list out when your bills are due. So our mortgage, we have 2 mortgages, one here on our Colorado house and one on our Georgia house. And I would list out when those mortgages are due, when we get paid, when our electricity bill is, when all of those bills are due. I would list that out here so to have a visual and I can see that. Down here at the bottom, we have goals for this month. So for the month of September, my goal would have been do everything you can to make sure you pay off your car. That was a goal that I had for this month, and I was able to actually hit that goal, which I was super excited about. So you can list pack a lunch every day, have 15 no spend days, you know, eat out only twice, like whatever your goals are that are going to help you achieve your big overall goals. That's, you can kind of break down to have 2 goals per month. So that's that page. And then we have up here our September goals for the month. So another goal setting sheet here. So here you can list out any projects that you started and that you may want to finish. You can kind of jot those down here, and then these are any projects that you like to start this month. Here you have an area for you to list out any goals or priorities that you have for this month, whether that be, you know, you want to work out 3 times a week, you want to pack your lunch every day, you want to meal prep every Sunday, whatever your goals are and those priorities that are going to help you, again, hit those big goals. You want to list those out here. Here's another place for you to be able to see month to month any birthdays or events you have coming up. So let's say that you have a birthday party that you know you're going to have to go to. So if I lived back home, my niece had a birthday party this month, so I would note, I mean, I still bought her a birthday gift, but I would list that here, you know, Reese's birthday, my mother-in-law's birthday, anything that I want to put here, just to kind of remind myself, hey, if you haven't already started saving for this or putting money aside to buy them a gift, now it's time to do it. You're a little late. I would even recommend maybe jotting down here anything that's coming up for October. So one of the things that I should note here is maybe Halloween. I have 2 young kids. They're both going to want outfits. They're going to want to go trick-or-treating. We're going to need spending money for Halloween. So I might want to start saving for that now. So that's the September goals. Here we have the Paycheck Tracker. So when you download the PDF, it only comes with 1 page. When you flip to the next page, it's just the next thing on there. But it doesn't matter however many times you get paid per month, you can print this page out that many times. We get paid 2 times a month. I get paid every other Friday. My husband gets paid twice a month, on the last day of the month, 30th, 31st, and the 15th. So I just print this page out twice. So here you'll write the date. Then you're going to list out all your income. So I would write my husband's income, my income, and then sometimes we have our rental income. Some people may have like a side hustle that they want to account for in here. Whatever that is, you list that here, and you're going to put your total amount here. Under bills, you're going to list out all the bills that you have, whether that be your mortgage, your rent, your utilities, your cell phone bill, your car bill, car payment, your car insurance, your health insurance, whatever kind of bills that you have, that's where those are going to go. And then you're going to total that out here. And then next, you may or may not be a cash envelope person. Even if you're not a cash envelope person and you're someone that tracks your spending with your debit card, you can think of this as maybe like your allocation for what you're gonna give yourself. So even if you are someone that spends with your debit card and you're not to cash envelopes, hopefully you're at a place where you are giving yourself a limit as to how much you want to spend on food, miscellaneous, fun. You still have a categorization and an amount that you give yourself, hopefully, and that's where you're going to list that here. So us and at my house, we take cash out for food, miscellaneous, and fun. Those are the three things that we mainly use cash for. Everything else we use our card for, so gas. I use sinking funds for other things like beauty, school supplies, clothes, anything like that. Some people like to take cash out for all those things. I personally don't like having that much cash there. I like to be able to see it in my checking account and I don't know, I guess know that it's safe, but you can do any way you want. Again, you'll add those amounts up and you'll total it up here. Next, you're gonna go about mapping out your sinking funds. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to go into too much about sinking funds. If you have any questions about that, I do have another video up about sinking funds, and I also have some more information available on my blog about sinking funds. But if you're already into sinking funds, you can just jump right in, list out the sinking funds that you have, the amount that you want to allocate of your money from this paycheck to your sinking funds. You can do that here. If you're having just like, let's say you're really close to paying off your credit card and you want to just really tighten up your money for the month of September, you may skip a month maybe of sinking funds or just a paycheck. In August, I did that when I went home to care for my dad. There was 1 week that I didn't get paid for, and in order to be able to pay off my car in time, I didn't have enough money. We just didn't have enough money to pay for our sinking funds for one paycheck. So we just decided to skip sinking funds for the last week of August. It's your money. You can do whatever you want, however you want to do it. But if you're somebody that's into sinking funds, this is a place to have them here. Again, you'll add up the amount, total it there. Then you're going to go ahead and write these total amounts right down here. So you're going to write your income. You're going to write your bills, your cash envelopes, your sinking funds, and then you will have a space. You will have space to whatever. Let's say you have $100 left. You can decide where you want to distribute that to. You can either put it towards extra debt or you can put it towards extra savings. It's your choice, whatever you want to do. That's how you're going to allocate that there. So here you should be able to take your income minus your bills, minus your cash envelopes, minus your sinking funds, minus your extra debt, minus your extra savings, and that should equal 0. Because ideally with this paycheck tracker, you're allocating every single dollar. Now let's say you're someone that's like, well, I don't want to have a $0 left in my checking account. I'm with you. I would never recommend that. So I would say that you should always have a checking cushion, like something that you can fall back on. So maybe let's say the first time you do this, you only have $50 left. That's fine. Maybe bulk up your checking cushion. We have probably about $200 to $300 in each of our checking accounts, just as a cushion. So we don't track or we don't allocate every dollar that's in our checking account all the time. We're just allocating the money that we get from our paychecks, and we do leave ourselves a little bit of a cushion just in case something comes up. We have it right there in our cash, right there in our checking accounts to be able to use if we need it. So that's your paycheck tracker. Again, it only comes with one page, but you can print it out as many times as you want. I just, it's already 100 pages. I didn't want to make it any longer. So here's your expense tracker. This is just a very basic tracker. So here you're going to write the date of when the transaction took place. You're going to write down what the transaction was. So was it at the grocery store? Our local grocery store here is King Soopers. So was it at King Soopers? Did you go to Target, Home Depot, Lowe's? Wherever you went, you're going to note that here. You're going to note what category it came from. So was that a food expense? Was it a miscellaneous expense, a fun expense? And then you're going to note how much it was. Let's say that you do a return, you would note that as a deposit. So whatever's going back into your cash envelopes, you would write that as a deposit if you had to do a return for any kind. Ooh, bless you. Sorry for the weird noise. My dog is in here. All right. On to the next page, sinking funds. So we talked a little bit about that earlier. This is a place for you to track your sinking funds. Again, I don't want this video to be too long. I have done another video before on sinking funds. It is with my previous worksheet, so it won't look exactly like this, but the thoughts are all exactly the same. The thought is that you write down the fund that you have, your starting amount. So if you are just starting with sinking funds, your amount would be 0 all the way down. Let's say that you have 5 categories that you want to start saving for. So some of ours are beauty, clothes, whatever holidays coming up right now, is saving for Christmas and Halloween, travel, or vacation, vision. I wear glasses, so I want to save for that. So when I have to do that expense every year, it's not a $200 or $300 expense that I wasn't accounting for. I don't have to take it out of my savings. It's just kind of like a mini savings account set off to the side that I have available for me. So I would note my starting amount, and then going back to your paycheck tracker, whatever you allocated or said that you wanted to put towards that fund, you're just going to note that here. So you're going to add it here. If for whatever reason, let's say you get your hair done and you want to take $150 out of your beauty sinking fund, you'd note that you had to take that money out. And then you would just, at the end of the month, you'd take your starting amount, add whatever you put in, subtracted anything if you took anything out, and the same for the last paycheck. And then you would have your ending amount that you would just then transfer over to your starting amount when you go to the next month. Sinking funds can be complicated, but I promise the more you do them, the more you'll realize that they really aren't that complicated, and they're lifesavers. So there's that. We just have 3 more pages left. So this is the snowball debt repayment plan. Hands down, one of my most favorite things to fill out every month. So here I list out every single time I make a payment. And I say that because sometimes I make multiple payments throughout the month as I'm assessing our checking accounts, like what's coming in, out, did I make any money, like selling things around the house, selling things off of the pallets that we do. So I'll write here, before it was my car, so I had multiple times I would have my car information on here because I was continually making more payments. So here you're going to write down the creditor. So let's say it's your car loan. You'll just write wherever your car loan is to, the current balance on it, what your interest rate is, what the minimum payment is, what the extra payment is that you're making, and then now the new balance. Let's say, so once I pay my car the first time, I'll write down the minimum payment and then the extra payment that I'm making if there's anything extra for that current payment, and that would be my new balance. But every time I would make a new payment on my car for the month, there is no more minimum payment. So there you can just write 0. For my student loans, it's the same way. I'm technically in deferment because I'm in school, so I would write 0 for minimum payments. I always do updates on these with actual numbers with what I'm doing with my budget, so I can show you guys what this really looks like, but I wanted to just have this video available to you guys so you can see what exactly is in the budget sheets if you're thinking about getting them. So down here is a monthly debt progress. So you're going to write down what last month's total debt balance was. If you're new to this, you won't have one the first month, and that's totally fine. You'll just write 0, and you'll be able to do this next month. Then you'll write down what this month's total debt balance is. So you'll just come over here to your new balances, and you'll add up whatever you have. So we have 2 home loans, my husband's truck, and now just my student loan. So I would add those up. I would get my new balance. I would write that there, and then I can see the new monthly balance right down here. If you are new to this debt journey, you're going to have to add up all your debt, and this is where you're going to, if you're just starting right now, this is where you're going to put it. So your starting total debt balance, it will be this right here, and then you'll take this month's total debt balance and you'll put it down here, and you'll be able to see the difference in the overall, your overall balance. So if you've been doing this for 6 months, you may want to go back to your accounts and see where you were 6 months ago and get that starting total debt balance, and then subtract this month's total debt balance, and you can see how far you've come. The other day I just did ours, and we've paid off just over $30,000 in the last year, so that's really exciting. Okay, so that's that one. Net worth. This is super straightforward. A lot of people are scared of doing their net worth, and I understand why it might be scary, but I think it's so important to understand where you stand. And if anything, it can be used as a motivator to kind of get you going. You can think of it as like a competition, like how high can you get your net worth every month. So up here, you're going to write last month's net worth, just to get you started, to get you going, to realize what that is. And then you're going to list out all your assets. the amount of those assets. Same thing with your liabilities. Once you have all that written out, you'll total it up at the bottom, and you're just going to take your assets minus your liability, and that's going to give you this month's net worth. I love to see the difference in how far I've come month to month, if you haven't been able to tell that yet. So I'll take this month's net worth, I'll subtract it from last month's net worth, and then I can see the total difference in that. And again, I break this down every month. I will do one for you guys. I either do it on Instagram. I don't think I usually upload them to YouTube. I'm still kind of figuring YouTube out, but I do have those available on Instagram. And then this is the last page. This is a really fun page. So this is a monthly habit tracker. So I use an Erin Condren life planner, and I have been tracking some habits lately in the front cover page, and I love it. And I thought, what a cool way to be able to do that within like the budget sheets as well, because there's all kinds of different habits that you may want to start doing to help you in this debt journey. So you may list here no spend days, and you can kind of write up here like however many days are in the month. There's 31 boxes here, so you can color in every day that you're able to do a no spend day. Or let's say you want to hit your water goal, you can color in what days you met your water goal. Let's say that you want to pack your lunch every day, you can fill in whatever days you packed your lunch. And the list goes on and on. Any kind of habits that you're trying to form, you can even Google and look up what different habits that may give you some ideas of what you want to plug in place here. But there's room for 9 of them. Don't feel like you need to plan or plug in 9 right away. Definitely just do whatever is most comfortable to you. Start out with 2 or 3. That may really help you get you excited, and it's really fun to see this all colored in at the end of the month. So that's it. That is an overview of all of the budget sheets and that are included in the budget and goal setting worksheets. So these are designed to be printed out and hole punched, or I guess, if you don't want to hole punch them, you can't, but I use them in a binder. So you can pick out a fun decorative binder, you can pick out one that has, just plain, a colorful one, whatever, and you can just stick this in like that front cover sheet. Or if it's a fun one, you can just save this to be like your first page when you open it up. But that's it. I hope that this was really helpful for you guys. I appreciate you guys staying in there. It's about like a 20 to 25 minute video. I'm so sorry about that. But I want to make sure that you guys get all the information that you need. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out, leave a comment below, reach out to me on Instagram, AshleyMarie_plans. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear your ideas, how you're using them. And if you guys, again, have any suggestions, comments, concerns, whatever, please reach out to me. I love to hear from you guys.